everybody, it's Angie, and welcome to Hot and Flashy. Well, the search for the perfect foundation for aging skin continues. So in my InStyle magazine that came in, I think it was like a month ago, I've had this thing laying around, was a little sample of Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. And I've been dying to try this, but I've been sampling so much at the other counters that I didn't even go up to Chanel yet. I've been everywhere else. So since I got this sample, I was like, great, I hope there's enough to do my whole face. So my face is all bare except for my eye makeup. I'm going to use Benefit Professional as a primer for this because I want it to go on nice and smooth, and that's about how much of that I use. So, and I just apply this with my fingers. I just rub it around, and I put it mainly where my big pores bother me and my wrinkles, and then kind of smooth it out from there. Kind of rub it around in a circular motion to get it in all angles into the pores. And this stuff, if you have a problem with oversized pores like I do, this is really effective in hiding those, and then when you put your foundation on over it, it just smooths right on. A little peeling over there because of my retin-A, so I'm going to get all that off. And as usual, sorry, my eyes are watering. I need a tissue. They always do. It's just their morning thing. Until they get used to being awake, they just water. Okay, so let me see. I was torn between whether to apply this with my fingers. I also brought with me a stippling brush and a foundation brush. These tend to use up a lot more product, and I'm just not sure if I'm going to have enough with this. I also don't know how it spreads and how it covers and how much is in here. So I'm just going to cut this open. So that is a pretty decent size sample considering that it came in a magazine. And so I'm just going to do fingers and we'll see how it goes. This feels lovely. It has a really soft, smooth, thin, blendy feel to it. And I'm just going to put it right up under my eyes because I didn't put any concealer or anything on there yet today. All right. That really goes on terrific, blends really nicely. Has a nice, I think this color is not bad. It's slightly light for me. I'm a little more yellow tanny. This is a little pink, but what can you expect from something you get out of a magazine? So color aside, which I didn't select, I really like the texture. And I really like how it blends. I really like how it feels. It feels very weightless. Let me just check it in my big mirror to make sure I don't have a big glob somewhere, and then I'll tell you a little more about it. Okay, now that I have looked at it up close and personal, it's very sheer coverage. It did kind of even out the coloration on my face, like where I'm usually red here and here. It really has evened that out and blended everything together, but it's very sheer coverage, so you can still see, like over here where I have some healing, pimple marks and some age spots, you can still see those. Where it didn't blend is where my skin is dry. So right in here in the corner of my nose, it did not really blend that well. If I was going to purchase this, I would probably apply it with a beauty blender instead of my fingers, where I could get it, a little bit sheared out in there. It floats, I think it looks best on my forehead where my skin is the best. So I'm not sure that it's really great for aging skin. It doesn't seem to be doing anything fantastic for my wrinkles. I think the Professional helped with the pores. It's a nice sheer coverage. It's a pretty finish. It's not trying to be dewy. It doesn't have anything sparkly in it, but it's not completely matte either. So, it's nice. It went on nice. It blended well. I think it looks good considering that it's not a great color match. This is $45 for 1 ounce. and comparing that to, say, something like the Armani Maestro, it's very similar. It's a little bit thicker than Maestro, and it doesn't blend as seamlessly and perfectly as the Maestro. So for the, what difference is that, $18 price difference? I don't know. They're both quite high-end. But we'll see how it wears for the rest of the day, and I'll let you know. Oh, let me just put on some blush so that we can see how it accepts some powder makeup on top. And then I gotta run. Today is a big day. My 16-year-old daughter is getting her driver's license today. It's so exciting for her and a little sad for me because, oh my God, baby's growing up. I'm gonna have to release her into the wild, and that makes me nervous. So, okay. So there is the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua in the color beige. I'll be back later to tell you how it wore. All right, it's been about 8 hours since the last time I saw you. I have on the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. Since then, I've checked the ingredients and I've checked the claims on the website. This does not claim to be an anti-aging foundation in any way, shape, or form, but it does claim to be a skin perfecting light foundation, which, it's a little far from skin perfecting if you have imperfections. If your skin is already, a perfect palette with just a few discolorations, this would probably work out pretty well for you. It would also probably work out if you have normal to oily skin. If your skin is dry, this is probably not going to be the best formulation. And if, again, you're older and you have any imperfections, not great. It really went on nicely this morning, and I gotta say, it must have looked good around midday because I was at a fabric shop and the woman that was helping me asked me if anyone ever told me that I look like a young Heather Locklear. And I was like, a young Heather Locklear? Well, she and I are the same age. And she's like, what? You can't be. You're like 30 something. And I was like, yeah, no, me and Heather are the same age. So boy, did that make my day. But anyway, yeah, so it must have looked good at some point today. I said, yeah, it might be that I'm wearing nice makeup or something. But in general, I don't love this formulation. If I come in close, you'll see that after 8 hours, where it was just on the surface of my nice skin, it's sort of rubbed off, and where it's left is like it's settled into my pores and into my dry patches. So now I just have these kind of weird dry looking patches, especially around the edges of my nose and in my pores here, and it's gone very streaky on my forehead. So 8 hours of wear, it probably has not looked good for maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna go for an hour or so. So if 7 hours of decent wear and light coverage and not really great on your imperfections is what you're looking for, then this may be for you. Let me just come in closer and then I'll talk to you about the ingredients. There, I think that was a good shot where you could see how it was like drying out the skin on the side of my nose. Now, here's the problem with this formulation. It's Chanel. It costs a lot. It's, what did I say before, $42 or something for an ounce. The ingredients are not great. The active ingredients are fine. It's a nice mineral-based sunblock, but it's only an SPF 15. The inactive ingredients, aside from water, which is the #1 ingredient, and a bunch of trimethicones and dimethicones, which are like the second, third, and fifth ingredient. The fourth ingredient is alcohol. And then about the 7th or 8th ingredient is talc. Now, I'm sorry, but these are ingredients that you can find in any $10 drugstore brand. And it would probably work just as well. So I don't know why you would need the Chanel name for this. For the same bundle of stuff that you're getting with the Chanel packaging, you could probably go to the drugstore and get something that was as drying on your skin, as packed with silicones and dimethicones and alcohol and talc. So again, not a great one for me. It probably looked good for a few hours, so if you enjoy Chanel and you want to look good for a few hours and you don't mind a little bit of drying if you have oily skin, like I said, it could be terrific for you. For me, not so great. So, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Bye-bye.